It took me just 2 days to go from $5 initial deposit to $500, and everything was done through stacking. Now in this video, I'm going to show you guys, teach you guys everything you need to know about how to stack your account, because to me stacking is the only safe way to flip your account from small amount of money to a reasonable amount of money. Because you can't just start engaging your trade like from this $5, you can't just start engaging with 2 standard lot or 1 standard lot. You might just end up blowing up your account. Now when it comes to stacking, there are 3 basic things which I want you guys to understand, which I'm going to show you guys when we get to the chart. Number 1 is you must know how to identify your daily direction. When we get to the chart, I'm going to show you, which is very much important, because you must know the direction you are stacking that trade on. If you are buying on that day or selling on that day, you cannot be buying and selling the same day. Then number 2, you must know when the low of that day has formed or when the high of that day has formed, because if you really want to progress in your stacking engagement, you must know when the low of the day for a bullish day has formed. Then you know that, okay, from now henceforth it's just buying, you just keep stacking. And then for a bearish day, you must know when the high of that day has formed, so you just know that, okay, from this point the market will just keep selling. And then which is very much important, you must know the time of the day that there's going to be retracement. That part is very important. So when we get to the chart, I will show you guys how to be able to identify the period of retracement in the market. For example, London break session, and then for example London close section. So when we get to the chart, I will show you guys everything. Then from now on, you can just begin to stack your account from $2, from $3, from $5, from $10 to $500 to $1,000. And one thing I want from you guys to make sure you share with me your success from everything you're going to learn from this video. So let's get to the chart and let me teach you guys how to stack accounts successfully. All right, so from what I explained during the introduction part of the video, I told you guys these are the 3 basic things you need to stack your account. Okay, now the most important thing is this daily direction, then low of high of the day, and then moment of retracement. They are by order of importance. Okay, so this moment of retracement is very important, because this is when you now know when not to engage your trade. For example, those retracement during London session prior to New York session, so at that moment you are not going to engage anything, because if you engage your trade, for example on the bullish day, market will start pushing downward and then it will put you on drawdown. You don't want to experience such thing. Okay, so first is daily direction. For example, this day was a bearish day. Okay, this day was a bearish day, this day was a bearish day. Right now, if you already know how to frame the direction, every other thing is automatically taken care of. For example, let's take this day, for example this Friday price action. Okay, so daily direction simply means if candle close on this daily time frame, close above previous candle, for example like this one. So at this point, bullishness have been established as this closing above each of them, bullishness until it will close below it, then bearishness. For example, at this point, this black candle close below this green candle, so every other thing will be bearish. This one was exemption. We are not going to talk about this one today. Okay, so where I want to dwell on specifically is low and high of the day, moment of retracement. Okay, so for example, we know this day is bearish. All right, okay, let's say with this explanation I just gave you guys, Monday is supposed to be a bearish day. Now with this bearishness of Monday, how do we now engage the stacking? Because you must know when to start engaging. Now for you to know when to start engaging, this is the first thing you are going to look out for. Number 1, you must have this indicator on your chart. This indicator, a lot of you guys have asked me in my comment section, what is this indicator I'm using? It is called KZ bosses. All right, so just came here under indicator, type in ICT key zone. Of course you can see it right there, ICT key zone bosses right here. All right, so that is this indicator I'm using right here. Okay, so this indicator will show you London session and New York session. That is the most important one, although there are still a sharp session, but I preferably just want to work with these 2 powerful sessions, because this is the moment of volatility in the market. Okay, we are going to stack London session and then New York session, but we are not going to stack London break. That retracement I just told you guys is an example like this, that moment of retracement. Now we are only going to trade only on this shaded part of the chart. Okay, this yellow and green session. Yellow is London, green is New York. Anything outside of this shaded portion of my chart, we are not going to engage our entries. Instead, we are going to allow the one we have already to be running until we now enter, for example, this day. So if we started selling from this point, started stacking, then at this point we are not engaging any more trade until this retracement is over. So how do we now know where the low and the high of the day has formed? It's very simple. For example, on the bearish day like this, I'm using this Thursday as an example now. Okay, all you just need to do is, remember we are trading only London or New York session. Go to 5 minutes time frame or 3 minutes time frame. Okay, first of all, that's why I told you guys, you must make sure you know the direction of the day. If you don't know the direction of the day, please do not engage on stacking that day. Okay, Now, there are sometimes your direction may be wrong, okay? There are sometimes you may be on the bullish side of that day and the market end up bearish. That's what we call smart money reversal. For example, this was a smart money reversal now, this Thursday, all right? So you can see price was pushing up, pushing up, pushing up. Let's assume your bias for that day was bearish. So what you need is the first market structure break inside of this boss. The moment there is first market structure break inside of this boss, all you just need is just to keep firing, opening fire, opening fire. Now, you don't open fire recklessly. There's a way to do it. Every 5 minutes candle, that is your entry. So after the close of this first 5 minutes candle, then you wait for another 5 minutes candle like this to trade to rebalance this. Then you open fire again. After the close of this 5 minutes candle, you wait for another 5 minutes candle. If you have to work with all these candles here, you observe that we will have so many surplus trade in this London session. So many. There are a lot of candles there, even up to 30 candles if you have to count them. Okay, so at the close of every candle signify bearishness, there is entry for me. Once the candle rebalance to the upside, there's entry for me. Once the candle rebalance to the upside, there's entry for me. You don't trade this London break. You can see every close of this bullish candle, the markets keep pushing to the upside. This is the same thing I told you guys when if you are started to the sell side, okay? So, but you don't want to start both sides, buying and selling, no. So what you need is another break of market structure in New York session, okay? In New York session. The moment this market break to the downside here, your stacking has resumed, okay? Stacking has resumed, stacking has resumed, stacking has resumed. Now, the most important thing you guys need to take note of is that you don't trade outside of these bosses, okay? If you don't want to use indicator to allocate this boss, how to identify them manually is this. Place vertical line on 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. I think 1 a.m. in the morning, okay? Like this. It's 2 a.m. sorry, from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. That is the moment of London stacking. Then from 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. or 10 a.m. that is the moment of New York stacking. So outside these bosses, we are not going to place our trade. So 3 things you guys need. First, you have to know your daily direction, which I'm going to drop a link in the description part of this video, how to know daily direction. 2, you have to know when the low and the high of the day has formed, okay? Then 3, you must know when the moment of retracement has occurred, okay? This is the same thing I used to build up an account from a small amount to big amount. But this kind of thing, I don't want you guys to replicate it on your prop firm account, okay? I don't do it on my prop firm account. Prop firm account, I just do the trading. But when it comes to flipping a live account or brokerage account, so I can do as many things I like to do. All right. And that is one of the things I'm doing these days. Okay. I'm just trading I'm just doing multiple things on my brokerage account. For example, I know most of you guys are following me on my series on $2 to 20K account. So there are a lot of things I'm doing this year, and I'm very, very glad I'm sharing it with you guys so that you guys can be learning. Okay.